Hey man, I'm back, baby. I'm back. Week 16, man. Hey, I'm pumped up for some championship football, man. Does it get any better than this, man? Week 16 lot championship. Hey, man, this is the pinnacle for the League of God, man. This is the last game of the season. And what a ball game we got here, man. I tell you what, you talk about storylines. We got the two commissioners facing off head to head, mano a mano for all the marbles, man. Hey, one of these guys has never even sniffed the championship game in 18 years of being commissioner of this league, man. I tell you, we are in for a real treat. Two real good ball clubs should be a really, really exciting championship game, man. Hey, and just in case you guys need a reminder of what you're playing for, man, right here, man, the League of God Championship Trophy. And right here, this spot right there, that's where you're looking to get your name on, man. I tell you what, if that doesn't fire you up, man, I don't know what will, man. This is big time football here in the League of God, man. But let's get right after it, man. Hey, before we get into the game, let's figure out how we got here, man. Last week, man, I tell you, Landshark just the pregame pep talk didn't work, man. Those guys just weren't fired up to come out and play in the semifinals, and Hooligan ended up rolling to a victory there, man. It looked pretty easy. Thought that game was going to be a lot tighter than it was. And then on the other side, you know, as I said in my analysis of that particular game, man, I thought Kitty was going to run out of bullets, and she did. Eventually just didn't have the firepower to hang with Mama. I wonder how Christmas is going to go over there, man. Hey, see Todd, man. You might get one less gift under the tree this year, man. I'm just saying. Just saying. Maybe no nookie until after the new year. I don't know. I don't know how it works in your house. In my house, my wife hasn't given me any nookie since I left Tampa, man. But that's okay because I got 18 kids. I don't need any more nookie. You know what I'm saying? But enough about the personal lives. Let's get right into it, man. Championship game this weekend, and what a beauty it should be, man. We'll start with Hooligan's side, man. He's got Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes didn't show up big for him last week, but he still had enough to get it done against Land Shark. KC against Seattle this week. Seattle's kind of one of those mystery teams, man. You don't know defensively what you're going to get from Seattle, but I love what Mahomes brings to the table. Again, got a lot of weapons. Expect him to do just fine this week. You got Chris Carson going up against that KC defense. Hey, Chris Carson's coming on, man. He's proven himself to be the starting horse there in the backfield for the Seahawks. Going to get a lot of touches. That KC defense is not stopping many people. Those are usually shootouts. So look for Chris Carson to do some good things in that game, man. Marlon Mack, man. Well, I tell you what, I watched that Indianapolis game against Dallas last week. That guy looked like Edgerrin freaking James, man. That guy was running all over that Dallas defense. Marlon Mack coming on at just the right time for Hooligan, playing against the New York Giants team that got rocked last week by Tennessee. I think Marlon Mack's in for another big outing this week. Let's go on down. You got the toe drag swag master. This was the guy who ultimately put Hooligan over the top against Shark last week. Well, let's face it, it was a number of guys, but DeAndre Hopkins coming through with 15 points last week, man. A really solid effort, gets that Philadelphia defense that is suspect, so look for him to have another big outing as long as he's healthy this week. Cortland Sutton, Denver against my Oakland Raiders. You know, man, we don't put a lot of stock in our defense. We traded our best defensive player earlier in the year. I think Cortland Sutton could have a pretty nice game against us, man. Maybe a touchdown, maybe 80 yards receiving, something along those lines. We're not really going to cover him all that much because I don't think the Denver passing game is all that great. But Cortland Sutton could come up with a little bit of point totals for Hooligan. Dalvin Cook, man, I tell you what, man. I called it last week. I said this guy was rounding into form, had a nice matchup against the Dolphins. He gets the Lions this week, man. He looks like he's got that jump, that burst, that shift that he had when he was a rookie. He is really looking good, man. I really like Dalvin Cook this week to put up another nice game for the Vikings. Vinatieri against the Giants. Hey, man, he's going to get his opportunities. You can't deny the guy's 86 years old. He's been kicking since 1939. Adam Vinatieri, what do you want, man? He's going to come through with some field goals. And then the Browns defense, this is an interesting play from Hooligan. Going against Cincinnati, got that second string quarterback starting at Cincinnati. I understand the rationale. Hey, Cleveland's got a pass rush, man. They can get after the passer. So not a bad play there, just not something you typically see in a championship game, seeing the Cleveland Browns defense being started. But all in all, man, I really, really like that side of the field. Hooligan's got a nice stout lineup, should put up a good amount of points. And let's get over to Mama's side to see what he's got for us for championship weekend, man. I'll tell you, Jared Goff, man, didn't look real good against the Eagles last week, but the Eagles employed a unique strategy. They dropped their safeties, played their corners off, took away all the deep stuff, made him play that underneath game. And when you got guys like Brandon Cooks, that's not really what the Rams are suited to do. Kind of took away from the Rams' game plan. If Arizona employs a similar strategy, look for him to have modest totals this week, man. Could be another down week for Jared Goff. Melvin Gordon coming back from injury just in time for Mama. Gotta love it. Week 16, get one of your studs back. The bad news, Mama, is he's coming off injury, and the worst news is he's playing the Baltimore Ravens, man. Now, all is not lost. Baltimore looked suspect against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week, but I wouldn't put too many dollars down this week that they're going to repeat that performance. I think Melvin kind of struggles against the Ravens this week, to be quite honest with you. Alvin Kamara, the Saints have looked a little lackluster on offense, man. I know they're finding their way into the playoffs. They're still extremely dangerous, but I don't like the play calling right now. It seems like they're playing it safe. I'd like to see them open it up, get a little bit more involved. Kamara, Michael Thomas, the playmakers need to get out there and make some big-time plays for them to be able to hang with Pittsburgh this week, man. I think Kamara bounces back a little bit this week, has a pretty decent game. Moving on down, you got Davante Adams going up against the Jets. It looks like Aaron Rodgers kind of mailed this season in, man. I don't know what to make about Green Bay. The coaching changes, everything else. They just look out of sorts to me, man. I don't know. Davante obviously is a guy that you got to start. I just don't know what kind of production you're going to get out of the Green Bay offense this week. Here's the bad news for Mama. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce have been stalwarts in his offense all year. The problem is that all the points they get, Pat Mahomes is going to get to. Unless Tyreek runs an end around for 80 yards, you're looking at a cancellation here between Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, man. So two of the bullets in Mama's offense are kind of being countered there by playing against Pat Mahomes. So that's a little bit of a drawback there from Mama. Jake Elliott, kicking for Philadelphia. I like it. The Philadelphia offense still moving the field, still moving the football down the field, rather. He's going to get his opportunity to kick some field goals against Houston. And then the Vikings defense, man, against Detroit. Matt Stafford under siege this week. Vikings got a stiff defense. Should produce some opportunities for Mama. Man, I got to say, if there's a guy that deserves to win, it's probably C. Todd Smith. Hey, C. Todd, I'm pulling for you, man. 18 years of devotion to this league, never even sniffed the championship game, man. I think for that alone, you deserve to take home the title. But I'll tell you this, man. It's not won in the hearts and minds of fellow fantasy football league managers. You got to win it on the field, man. You got to lay it on the line. Leave it all out there, baby. Got to do it, man. It's a big week for you. Make sure you make all those right decisions. But Gruden's prediction this week, I've been riding Mama all season. I thought he's had a great team. Unfortunately, he runs into some bad matchups this week. And the whole Pat Mahomes cancellation of Hill and Kelce, man, I don't think it's in the cards, Mama. I'm going with Hooli. In 2018, I'm picking Hooligan to win the lot championship. Down comes the confetti, the name goes on the trophy, and we go into next year, man, with a clean slate. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm excited. It's been an exciting year. Don't forget to drink Mick Ultra. John Gruden's getting a nice little check from them. Life is good here at the Star Vegas Studios, man. Sean Cooper's been kind enough to let me in here to do this promo for you guys. It's great. I see his name on this trophy 4 times, man. That guy's a prime-time player, man. Didn't have a great year this year, but trust me, he's going to be back, and back with a vengeance. We love the lot. We love Mick Ultra. We love football, man. I love football. Hey, you guys enjoy your championship weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.